I've reviewed a lot of e-bikes on this channel, but I've never compared them or ranked them. How about now? The top 10. Here we go. And coming in 10th, the Likebike Lander. Now this is a bike that has all the ingredients to be a great off-road e-bike. But in my case, it seemed to be underpowered. It had a hard time accelerating, it had a hard time reaching top speed. Now, in the comments, I've had a lot of people saying they did not run into this. So did I get a lemon? Maybe. But I'm gonna rank based on the bike I received, but there might be more to this story. And in 9th, the Jasion EB5. This is a bike that quickly became a favorite in my household because it's the one that's most just like a regular bike. It doesn't feel like an e-bike, and it's not overwhelming. The power doesn't just take over. It's a bike with a bit of an assist, but you just feel like you're getting on a bike. You feel like there's no learning curve. There's no difference than a bike that you would have used 30 years ago, just with a little bit of an e-bike assist. So why 9th? Well, I ran into two issues. One, the tires started to bald pretty quickly, so I didn't appreciate that. It's not a huge deal, those could be replaced. But on top of that, it worked great for one season. I put it in storage, got it back out to use it this spring, and it would not work at all. Maybe it was a one-off, maybe it's not a representative of that company and how well their products are, but I ran into it, so I can't rank it any higher. And in 8th, the Philodo H8. And to be honest, this is something I probably could rank higher. It was a fantastic bike. I loved riding it. I don't have a lot of bad things to say about it. The only real knock is they've came out with a better version. So I'm gonna rank that one higher because I do like that one a little bit more. But if you're looking for a budget-friendly e-bike that has a good hunk of power, can do a lot of things, and for the price point, you don't feel like it's gonna break down, but yet it's gonna give you that fat tire experience. That can go anywhere and not get stuck and just go through whatever you want. It's a great bike for the value. Next up is the MotorGo V3, and I feel like I might get a little bit of slack for putting it this low, but remember, this is my top list. It does not mean it is a bad bike. There's just some others that I put ahead of it by this much. Now, if you're looking for speed, power, top end speed, acceleration, the thrill factors, this could easily be number one. There are just other bikes that compare to this that I personally liked a little more, that I felt were put together a little better, just felt more solid under me, were a little bit smoother and easier to ride, did have less power, so there's that to factor in and what you want out of the bike. But it was just a little bit under those, so I put it here, but it was a wonderful bike, super fun, and just an absolute thrill to ride around on. So it really depends on what you want. Now this is my 2025 version of this list, and I can't wait to review more bikes later this year and next year and have a new list that I can review. So comment down below, what should I review? What types of bikes to review? Give me some details. Let me know what you want to see, because I'm gonna purchase these bikes, but I wanna know what you want reviewed. It's not about me, it's what you want. So comment below, please and thank you. And something I recently reviewed here is the Jasion X-Hunter. It's not the Pro, it's just the regular. And this was a bike that is meant to have a little bit more power, but still folds up. And as far as a bike, it didn't blow me away. There's nothing that I was like, wow, that is a killer bike. I gotta put that number one. But there's nothing that said, this is a bad bike, rank it low. It's kind of in the middle. The power didn't blow me away, but it was still fun and enjoyable and has some good power under you. It folds up very, very easy. It's very rideable. For a folding e-bike that tends to be upright, you can still get in those corners, you can swerve. It has more control than I would anticipate from a lot of folding e-bikes, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. Great bike, right in the middle of the pack. Aniioki A8 Pro. And it hurts me to put this one at 5th because I love that bike. It's just there's a lot of competition at the top, and there's other ones that I just put above it that much, but this was a fantastic bike. If you want a bike that you're probably not gonna pedal a lot, you're looking at more of the E side of the e-bike, and you want the electric side to do almost everything, this is a fantastic bike to look at. It compares against the MotorGo V3 and the Rev 1 by Ride1Up. And this is the one that's all about range. If you want to be able to go, hit that road and just keep going and not worry about running out of battery, this is a strong one to consider because it just rides. It was a very well put together bike. It felt very good under me. I very, very much enjoyed it. And I loved that I could just go so far and not worry about it and know I could still get back home. So it's one that if I were to just look at different factors, I could put it at 1 or 2. But for now, I'm gonna put it at 5. Super solid option if it's one you're considering. By the way, if you wanna learn a lot more about any of these bikes, I'm just doing quick snippets in this top 10 review, but I have full reviews. I'll link everything in the first comment and in the description, so just check those out if you wanna watch those videos and learn a whole lot more. Coming in 4th, the Engwe L20 2.0. This one right here behind me. Now this is one that since I reviewed has got a ton of use. I've rode it more, my kids ride it like crazy, and it's just holding up extremely well. But it has a lot going for it. It's folding, it's a step through, it handles well, it just seems really well built. The power delivery is good, it's not overwhelming. Anybody can ride this bike, but it's not a turtle. It still has some get up and go and maintains top speed really well. It is just a super balanced e-bike that works extremely well. So if you're just looking for something that's gonna get the job done and is easy and you feel safe on, and you can go anywhere with the folding design, definitely one to consider. And we've entered the top 3, and in third, the Rev 1 by Ride1Up. This, of the bikes that you don't necessarily think about pedaling, you're just there for the E side. It's kind of like more like an e-moped, less e-bike. You're just cruising around. They have some top speed to them. They have some acceleration. They're a little bit lower. They can take those corners. The tires are structured a little different where it's not, you know, these more of a tire bike. It's more of a mix between a motorcycle and a regular bike, more of a moped style. Again, this is the bike I personally would pick. It just felt so well built under me. Every component worked together so well, felt so strong, felt like it would last forever. The power delivery was strong, but smooth, not overwhelming if you don't want too much. Again, motor go if you really just want to go full power. But for me, this was that perfect balance of everything you'd want in an e-moped. It just rode so well under me. It was super comfortable. It could corner really well. Everything about it checked all the things I'd want off in that type of bike. So if that's where you're focusing on, that E side, that is the one that I personally enjoyed the most. And the top 2 e-bikes are both sitting right here in front. And this was a very hard decision to make because they're very different e-bikes and they're both very, very good at what they do. But in number 2, I decided to go with the Philodo Falcon 60 volt. This is an e-bike that has the fat tires, is built strong, can go through anything, has power for days, and is all-wheel drive, so motors on both of these tires. So if you want that bike that's gonna be able to go through anything, get going fast, and the bike just works so well, I absolutely love it. I love putting that bag on the back and just being able to throw stuff in there and go places. Absolute joy bike to just take you anywhere. The bike that's like, I don't care what road ends up in front of me, I'm gonna be able to get through it and I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna have power on tap to do it. This is a great bike. I absolutely love this thing. And clearly in first is the Aventon Level 3. And I decided to go with this bike because it's such a complete offering. I love the E-side of bikes. I love getting on this thing, grabbing that throttle and just going and feeling that power under me. But I have to remember that these things are still bikes. And being a guy that loves the health side of things and wanting to get exercise, I still want to ride that bike. I still want to pedal. I still want to treat it like a bike, not a moped. And again, this is going to be dependent on what you want and how you're going to ride it. That's the biggest thing you need to figure out is how are you going to ride a bike? Because if so, I can make a case for every one of these bikes for you, depending on how you'll use it. But if you want a rider's e-bike, you want the bike that works with you using the torque sensor, has tires that are in the middle. They're not super road tire, but they're not super off-road tire. They are just gonna work great, throwing most things you're gonna throw at with regular riding, has technology for days in the best ways possible. The phone integration for security, the ability to feel like your bike's always gonna be safe, is way less likely to get stolen, has customizable features so you can tune it the way you want. That's very easy to do. And even if you're not a technology person, while getting updates that make the bike do things it never did before, it even gets better after you buy it and just has great components for a bike that will probably last you a very, very long time and just works so well, again, for the rider's e-bike. I will pick this. I am very much enjoying riding this, still getting exercise, but being able to cruise around at good speeds and work together with the bike. So right now, that's my number 1. What do you want to see in the future? What bike should I review? If you're watching this in the future, what has came out since this video that I must review? Tell me, I want to know. If you could like and subscribe, it helps so much. Again, links for everything down below. But until next time, I'll catch you around.